Irvington has a shortage of police officers to patrol their area. We need state police. We need transit. We need the sheriffs. And even our bordering areas like Maplewood, Newark, Union. We can use all those to help with our efforts to try to regain control and also to rebuild Irvington or to restore it. As a result of the snow not being removed, everyone witnessed it. I mean, it's not just this year that took place, and we really got beat down this year. We caught 2 major storms that just walloped us. It tore our streets up. Many of our streets, if you drive through Irvington has many nicknames. One of them is to tear your car up or vehicle up. You can have a Hummer, and it'll still tear your vehicle up because the potholes are so bad that it just destroys your vehicle. Some of the things that I believe that we can do or touch upon is that the mayor, if I become mayor, when I become mayor, I'm claiming it. When I become mayor, I will go to the other municipalities, such as the mayor, Maplewood, Mayor DeLuca, and ask them to sit down and say, listen, what was your plan? How was your OEM able to manage such a task in cleaning the streets or removing the snow? Where was it moved to once you plowed it? We can do the same efforts here, but you have to ask, you have to reach out. If you think you know everything and you don't, and then you sit there and it becomes bad, then it just causes a problem.
Yeah. Valerie, what about you, Valerie? Anything you'd like to add?
Well, it's just more of the same from this administration. You know, we're constantly paying more taxes and getting less services. It was not only the snow, it's the cleanup of the streets in general. It's the removal of the trash. It's just one thing after another that's just not getting done. But yet our taxes continue to rise, and people have had enough. They specifically, while we were on the street talking about the lack of snow removal, I mean, some people, shut the doors in our face and said, I'm not voting for anybody because my snow was not removed. Yeah. So that is a really heated issue in our town. We're getting more hit with more taxes and getting less services.
Jude?
I'll go in the same direction, and I have friends, family members in Irvington calling me during the snowstorm, what's going on in town, why we have it having the snow removed. And I'm like, I'm just one of you guys. I'm just one of you citizen concerned as you, and that's one of the reasons I'm running, and because we want to change things for the best interest of the residents.
For all your community news, sports opinions, and calls, you're listening to the South Orange Maplewood Online Radio Experience.
Now, what about it? What about the crime situation in Irvington? I mean, when you talk about, Gene, you are a criminal law person or a person involved, with the police department. What can Irvington really do differently? In order to stem the tide as far as crime is concerned in Irvington. Because I have to be honest, we have to look at, and I tell people this all the time, you cannot look at Irvington in a vacuum and say that Irvington is over there and South Orange and Maplewood is over here, or Milburn is over here, and Livingston is over here. It is important what happens in Irvington, that we in Maplewood, South Orange, Milburn, Livingston have some sort of help, have some sort of say in that process, because that's happening over there can easily trickle over to South Orange and Maplewood. What about that, Gene?
Well, it's funny you would ask that. What we did in Newark years ago, when Director Santiago, who's now the director of Irvington, was my director with Newark, we pushed out all of the crime out of the areas to our border areas, Jersey City, Elizabeth, Hillside, East Orange, Irvington, so on. And what has happened when prior to Director Santiago coming to Irvington had a task force that was doing quite well at one time. You had the Sheriff's Department, you had DEA involved, you had the State Police who took up barracks there on Nye Avenue, they're still there. You had Transit Hub, you had Corrections, you had a multi-task force, even with Newark PD involved. And what they did was they were able to push out the crime and also stabilize it, where the crime rate was dropping down. However, over the course of the few years that just passed, we've had crime just get out of control, especially with the layoffs of the 160 some odd cops in Newark and the layoffs of the Irvington Police Department. Some due to attrition from people retiring and not bringing back more officers on the streets. So instead of utilizing and recreating the task force by bringing help with the deputy sheriffs, the sheriff's department, or auxiliary police, Irvington has been dealing with the manpower that they have. It's just not enough. One of the things I plan on doing as mayor, I would sit down with the council and ask them for help to give me to enact an ordinance or power where I can bring in outside agencies to help us curtail the crime rate that we now face. We have carjackings, we have homicides, we have home invasions, we have rapes, we have shootings in broad daylight right in front of everybody during business hours. These things cannot be tolerated. People are fleeing. Matter of fact, you got businesses that have been there for 30 or 40 years. Right after a shooting, they like, this is it. I was lucky. God blessed me. I didn't have to. I didn't get shot with a stray bullet, but I'm not going to take a chance and let them get me next time. I'm leaving. I want to stop that by first tackling the crime, then, as we stated earlier, cleaning up the area so it makes it desirable, for people to want to come into business and say, oh, this is Irvington, great, and then also enhance the quality of life.
Valerie, anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, at the same time, I believe we need a lot more programs for our young people in the town. I always say, idle time is the devil's workshop. If they don't have any job training programs, if they don't have any after-school programs, they're going to create their own fun, and that fun turns into breaking the law. So one of the things I want to do when I get on the council is bring in more youth programs, more youth training, more youth job readiness, more college preparedness, to show these children that there is more to life than what they see in their own neighborhoods.
Jude?
Yes, what I want to add to that is I'm a very strong advocate of technology in the police department in improving safety in any city. I lived in East Orange for a number of years, and I had the opportunity to visit the police department and see the action of crime being reduced to 80%. This is the same thing that I want to see for Irvington, and I believe that with the introduction of camera and introduction of technology in the police department, we'll be able to manage a lower budget, hopefully, for the police department and improve safety for the residents.
Now, Jude, that's a great point that you raised, because I know for a fact that East Orange had very high crime, and they introduced Shot Spotter. It's called Shot Spotter, and Shot Spotter is the camera that take the pictures of the guys who are shooting the guns and so on and so forth, and the police can then...
Well, actually, that's not true. The Shot Spotter detects the sound.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
also detects the location. We have that in Newark because we implemented it first, and then East Orange brought it in as well.
Right. Well, Gene, you're a right person to talk about it. I'm not going to disagree with you.
Because I do that every day. That's why
I'm not going to disagree with you about that. But I think the point I just was trying to raise is that East Orange had instituted, and there was a drastic reduction in crime in East Orange. And when I hear Jude talked about cameras, I think it will be something that's so important. In Irvington, as far as introducing crimes and something like Shot Spotter. So,
when I ran 4 years ago, I actually spoke about that on one of my platforms was to bring in cameras. I've even spoke about it in this election to bring in cameras so you can it enhance, or how they say it would take up a lot of the slack of the lack of manpower that we don't have, where we can detail who did what. We can find out from the cameras itself and the spots. The Shot Spotters as well can detect and pinpoint accurately, pretty much, or within a radius, a few blocks radius, or where the shots were fired at, which can enable, whether it be the sheriff's department, state police, or any municipality that's in that area, to get there right away and possibly find the criminals that did it, or the person that actually did the shooting. We don't have that for some reason. There was money allocated for public safety, and for some reason it disappeared. When they had money allocated for the longevity and for the police officers years ago in Irvington did a layoff. Mr. Perriman and the NAACP went down to Trenton. They inquired about this money, and when Trenton asked them, "What do you mean?" They called Irvington up, and all of a sudden the money was found, and they brought those officers back.
If you're tuning in to us, you are listening to a special in the Village with Anselm and the South Orange Maplewood Online Radio Experience. Tonight we have with us the Irvington 2014 Rescue Team. They are running for the offices in Irvington, New Jersey. This is the election coming up on Tuesday, May the 14th, 2010. We're going to go for a short break, and we'll be right back with the rescue team from Irvington, New Jersey.
Want to take a cruise but don't have a U.S. visa? No problem. Cruise and Rail Travel are experts at cruises that do not require a U.S. visa. Visit www.cruiseandrail.net or call 868-631-8785. Find us on Facebook or drop us a tweet.
Want to learn piano for kids? Then I recommend Wendy Goldstein School of Piano. Wendy Goldstein has been offering piano lessons since 1993 and teaches piano in a very natural way. An alumni of Manhattan School of Music, Wendy creates customized lesson plans for each student and helps bring music alive. Wendy provides you a convenient location, the best value, and the most fun way to learn piano. All ages are welcome and the first lesson is always free. Have questions? Call Wendy at 201-207-5169.
Are you looking for a professional logo design for your website, brand, or business? Then we are the company you are looking for. We are professional graphic designers, and with our skills, we will design a perfect, high-quality logo for you. We work with standout concepts, nice contrasts, and color balance. Please let us know your text for use in logo, web address, color of logo that you want. We will design 3 variations of your logo for you to choose from for only $99.95, with 100% refund of your $99.95 if you're not satisfied. We provide fast delivery and professional design. We also design any size web banner ad for $35. Call us at 347-674-1680. That's 347-674-1680. An operator is standing by to take your call.
Do you want your kid to run faster with better running form and conditioning for his or her sport? Then Running Development Academy is the place for him or her. Our training packages fix their form and make them run faster. How about training to run a marathon or just run faster in your respective event? Maybe you just want to learn to run properly and lose weight in the process. Our trainers, a former 800 meters track Olympian and an 8 times world record holder in Masters Track and Field, will get you there. Don't delay. Sign up today at runningdevelopmentacademy.com or contact us at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444 to learn more.
This is the South Orange Maplewood Online Radio Experience. We want to hear from you at 973-327-3626 or log on to showmore.org to let us know your opinion. For all your community news, sports opinions, and calls, you're listening to the South Orange Maplewood Online Radio Experience.
We are back with you. It's in the Village With Anselm on the South Orange Maplewood Online Radio Experience. Coming to you every Monday through Friday from 8 to 9:30 p.m. That's 8 to 9:30 p.m. However, this is Saturday. We have a special program for you this Saturday. We have the Irvington 2014 Rescue Team who is running for the offices in Irvington. And I said May the 14th last time. It's May the 13th, right? Yeah, I mean, my glasses somehow didn't see that 3. It looked like a 4. So don't get mad at me, people. It's May the 13th and not May the 14th. You know, my glasses make it look like a 4, but it's actually a 3. So on Tuesday, May the 13th, 2014, the Irvington 2014 Rescue Team. And, you know, Valerie, I want you to jump in here. When you talk about education is something that's so important as far as any township is concerned. Talk a little bit about what you guys think your team, Irvington 2014 Rescue Team, can bring to Irvington as far as education is concerned.
Yes. Well, first I want to say that the education, the school board elections were just held. And although the team we supported did not get into office, it's going to be important for us to work with the team that is there. Now, I know in Irvington, people are constantly complaining that the schools are no good, the teachers are no good, the school board's not doing their job. But as a professor that teaches social work and social studies, I know it is a much broader picture than just we don't have great teachers, because I live on a block with teachers, and they are very passionate about what they do. There's more involved in it. When these children go home at 3 o'clock, they're met with a whole host of issues that can interfere with their education. For example, I've dealt with children, they go home, they don't have no food. They go home, they don't have any clothes, they don't have any water, they don't have any lights, they haven't been to the doctor in like months. And then when they bring all of those issues into the classroom, they're so busy thinking about what's going on at home that they cannot give their